There's never a Swampy about when you need one. Here we go! It's now time to remove the exhaust downpipe and the exhaust manifold. This is the pre-catalytic converter lambda sensor connection that just needs to be unclipped. This isn't factory, but there's a cable tie there to be taken off, and then I should be able to remove the downpipe. Just got to get up into there, and there are 6 nuts to remove. Hopefully they won't be too difficult, as this was all off last year. Access is actually pretty good for this. Just dug out my impact wrench with a 15mm socket. Three nuts up here to take off, where the downpipe joins the catalytic converter, and then that whole section of exhaust should lift out. You can see down there we've got 2 temperature sensors. One, I believe, sends the temperature to the ECU for it to control the cooling fan on the radiator, and the other one is for the dashboard gauge, I believe. I've marked those with coloured cable ties to make sure I put the right one back in the right place. Can't put them back the wrong way around because they are actually keyed, but it certainly doesn't do any harm just to have them tagged anyway. Just makes it easier when it comes to putting it back together. I was going to take the exhaust manifold off the head now, but I've had a change of plan. I'm going to leave it bolted to the cylinder head. It might be additional leverage when I'm separating the head from the block. It might well help. Drop that one. I'm sure I'll find it later. This longer one is close to the alternator. Quite a lot of oil in there, so it looks like there might be a problem with one of the seals somewhere. There was quite a lot of oil on the inside of the upper timing belt cover as well, so definitely got an oil leak under there. Mind you, with this car, it's easier to count the places where it doesn't leak than where it does. Rain stopped play over the last few days, but I'm finally back out here, and the aim this afternoon is to get the head off the car. So first thing I had to do this afternoon is rotate the engine so the cylinder number 1 is at 90 degrees before top dead centre. The cam gear in the centre of the screen is the inlet, and you can see the timing belt tensioner just by it. The partially obscured cam gear is the exhaust, and you hopefully will be able to see the 2 markings. It says in on the inlet and exhaust on the exhaust, and they're lined up, which means that the engine's in the right position to lock the cam gears together and then start dismantling things. The 2 cam gear are now lined up perfectly, and the locking tool is in place. Annoyingly, I didn't press record on the camera before taking the harmonic balancer bolt out, but basically it's the impact wrench with a 22mm impact socket, and it actually came out quite easily. It's definitely not clean in there, and that's an understatement. It's very dirty, very oily, very messy. Obviously a dodgy seal somewhere, just need to find it. I've just put this back together temporarily to show you where the timing mark on the harmonic balancer is. I can now take off the lower half of the timing bell cover. I think there's a strong possibility I need a new crankshaft oil seal, because that is nasty. The timing belt tensioner is held on by a single bolt and is easy to remove. Slightly awkward to get to, but that's the timing belt tensioner removed. The upper engine mount now needs to be removed. Well, that's definitely not ideal. Oh, that's a pain. So at the moment this is proving to be really hard work. Everything is just rusted solid, I can't get anything shifted. This always struck me as being a really stupid design. You've got two 15mm bolts behind here holding this in place, and obviously this engine mount has to come out because I can't get the head off or the timing belt off without it. But yeah, there's just no space in there. It's just ridiculously stupid design. So I thought, try and get the engine bay cooling fan off. That doesn't work anyway. So top one came off no problem at all. Bottom one is in a ridiculously stupid position. This engine mount has been off before, but over the years it's obviously got a bit rusty, and now there's just no way I can get this off. There's never a Swampy about when you need one. I managed to get this off, basically had to break it off, which is not ideal. As it happens, this motor's totally stuffed anyway. It's never worked. If you plug it in, it just blows fuses, so it's not actually the end of the world. I'm going to have to leave the engine mount in place and just unbolt it from the head. Okay. All being well, that's everything I need. I'm going to try and get the head off now, and hopefully that's going to be a bit easier than the rest of this job has been. Firstly, it's off with the cam cover. That actually says cam gear, believe it or not. So one thing I did remember from when we took Swampy's off is that there is one bolt for the upper cam belt cover that if you don't take off you can't get the head off. Also, this bolt needs to be removed. Here we go, one. So apart from the problems with the engine mount, that really wasn't a bad job. As you can see, it's on the bench now, ready to be cleaned up and ready to be stripped down. I'm not planning on going into that in too much detail on this video because we've already covered it on Swampy's VVC video. Already loosened these off with the impact driver. As you can see, the nuts are totally welded to the studs. I can't tell if oil is leaking from around this seal, but the seal is not flush with the case. It's sitting proud by probably about 2 millimeters at a guess, so that's not ideal. Yeah, that's job done. Really didn't take very long at all to get that stripped right down to its component parts. Next, all the cleaning starts. The head's got to go away to be skimmed, and obviously I've got plenty of work to do sorting out the engine bay as well. One of the things I'm thinking about, slight change in the order of things. I am wondering about actually trying to drop the entire subframe out of the car and give everything a really good clean up around there. Rust proof everything, paint everything, and look at the state of all the bushes, absolutely everything, engine mounts, everything, and get it absolutely A1, 100%. There'll be a lot of work. Certainly not as quick as just whipping the head off, changing the head gasket, but I think it could pay dividends long term, so I'm very seriously thinking about doing that. So what can I say? Watch this space. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and video number 3 will be along pretty soon. By then I'll have had things cleaned up, and I'll have made the decision as to what I'm going to do with the rear subframe. So thank you very much, and be back soon. Cheers, bye.